Hello students. So in the previous video of physical and chemical change we have completed the chapter. Today we will be discussing keywords, what you have learned and the exercise of this chapter. Okay students, I hope you have completed the chapter, okay, and you have made the notes of the chapter. So let's start. Keywords that we have already discussed in the through the videos or through the chapters, that is the chemical change, change in which the change which is permanent, okay, new substances formed. Then chemical reaction studied, crystallization, the full process I have told you, galvanization, it is a process to prevent rusting, okay. Then physical change also discussed, the change which are temporary, only occur in physical properties, okay. And then rusting, we have discussed rusting also, rusting of iron, okay. Now what you have learned, first point, changes can be of two types, physical and chemical. We have discussed physical changes are the changes which occur only in physical properties like shape, size, etc., the changes which are temporary, whereas the chemical changes which occur in the chemical composition of a substance so that a new substance is formed, this is a chemical change, okay, it is a permanent change, okay. Next point, see, physical changes are the changes in physical properties of substance, no new substance are formed in these changes. These changes may be reversible, means they are not permanent, they are temporary. In chemical changes, new substance are produced, okay, new substance are formed. Some substance can be obtained in pure state from their solution by crystallization. I have told you the full process of crystallization, that sometimes what happens, if we try to separate by evaporation, then the soluble impurities does not separate. To separate those soluble impurities we need a process called crystallization. We discussed the full process. What we do, we take a water in a beaker, then we add few drops of sulfuric acid to this, we heat the water, and when it starts boiling we add copper sulfate powder while stirring, okay. We have to add copper sulfate powder till the solution becomes saturated, then we have to filter that solution and the solution is kept to be cooled, okay. Slowly what we will observe, the crystals of copper sulfate separate out, okay students, okay students. So now let's discuss the exercise. See the first question, classify the changes involved in the following processes as physical or chemical changes, okay. You have to classify the changes whether it is a physical or a chemical change. First A is photosynthesis. Now what is photosynthesis? Is it a chemical change or physical change? It is a chemical change. We have studied in the chapter nutrition in plants that in the process of photosynthesis glucose is formed with the help of carbon dioxide. So carbon dioxide is a different substance whereas glucose is a different substance, so it is a new substance is formed, okay, new substance is formed, so it is a chemical change, okay students. Then see the next one, dissolving of sugar in water. We have discussed that dissolving whether salt in water or sugar in water, it is a physical change, okay. So dissolving sugar in water is a physical change. Then C, burning of coal. What will it be? It is a chemical change, okay, because we know that after burning the new substance is formed and some gas is also evolved, okay. D, melting of wax. Pay attention, it is melting of wax, okay, not burning of wax. Melting of wax is a physical change, getting. E, beating aluminium to make aluminium foil. Now definitely this is a physical change. Why it is a physical change? Because the change is only the physical properties. Even after beating the aluminium to make aluminium foil, the properties of both are same because both are the aluminium, okay. Only is it that the physical property, the shape has been changed, okay. And F, digestion of food. Digestion of food is a chemical change, okay, because enzymes, HCl, they act on the food and they break the complex substances into the simpler one, okay, into the simple absorbable form, so that they can be absorbed easily into the small intestine. Okay, students. So A, photosynthesis is a chemical change, dissolving sugar in water is physical change, burning of coal is chemical change, melting of wax is a physical change, beating aluminium to make aluminium foil is physical change, and digestion of food is chemical change. Okay, students, clear? Second question, state whether the following statements are true or false. Okay, in case a statement is false, you have to write the correct statement. A option, let's start. Cutting a log of wood into pieces is a chemical change. Read it again. Cutting a log of wood into pieces is a chemical change. It is false. Why? Because when we cut the wood, it does not change its chemical properties. Okay, only the change in shape and size. So it is a physical change. What will be the correct statement? Cutting of log of wood into pieces is a physical change. Okay. Second, B option, formation of manure from leaves is a physical change. It is false. See students, what happens when manure is formed? Because with the help of earthworms, or you can say decomposers, decomposition takes place. Okay, and decomposition is also the breaking of the substance with the help of certain enzymes. Okay, so it is a chemical change. Formation of manure from leaves is a chemical change. So this statement is also false, that formation of manure from leaves is a physical change. Getting? Okay. C, second question, C part. Iron pipes coated with zinc do not get rusted easily. Is it true or false? It is true. And this process is called galvanization. We apply zinc layer to prevent the iron metal from rusting. Okay. D, iron and rust are the same substances. True or false? The statement is false. I told you iron and rust are the different substances. Iron is Fe, simple, Fe metal, and rust is iron oxide. And when it is formed when that iron comes in contact with oxygen and water. Okay, so iron and rust are the different substances. E part, condensation of steam is not a chemical change. Again, what is condensation? Condensation means converting of gas into liquid. So condensation of steam is not a chemical change. True or false? It is true. I told you, change of state of a substance, of a water, we discussed, it is a physical change, means from solid to liquid, ice to water, water to gas. These are all physical changes. Why physical changes? Because no new substance is formed, only all the three constitute of water molecules only. That's it, that is H2O molecules. Okay students, so I hope that this question is clear to you. Shall we move on to the next one? Third question, fill in the blanks in the following statements. A, when carbon dioxide is passed through lime water, it turns milky due to the formation of. The answer is calcium carbonate. Okay. Second, the chemical name of baking soda is. When we were discussing the reaction of vinegar with baking soda, I told you the chemical name of baking soda. So the answer is sodium hydrogen carbonate. Okay, sodium hydrogen carbonate. This is the chemical name of baking soda. Third question, third part. Two methods by which rusting of iron can be prevented are dash and dash. So any two methods, maybe painting and galvanization. Okay. Okay students. Fourth question, changes in which only dash properties of a substance change are called physical changes. So we know the physical changes only the change occur in physical properties. So the answer will be physical. Okay. Fifth part, changes in which new substances are formed are called dash changes, chemical changes. Okay. So the answer of the first part, this is A means for the A part will be calcium carbonate. For the B part, the chemical name of baking soda is sodium hydrogen carbonate. C part, painting and galvanization. D part, physical, and E part, chemical. Okay students, let's move on to the next question. Question number 4th. Okay, let's look at question number 4. When baking soda is mixed with lemon juice, bubbles are formed with the evolution of gas. What type of change is it? Explain. See student, when we studied the reaction of baking soda with vinegar, but in the chapter acid, bases and salt I had told you what does vinegar contain? Acid, and so does lemon juice. Okay, so here just the substance has been changed, the reaction will be same. The gas that will be evolved will be carbon dioxide. Okay, so what type of change it will be? It will be a chemical change. Okay, so I am now dictating the answer. When baking soda is mixed with lemon juice, bubbles are formed with the evolution of carbon dioxide gas. Full stop. This is a chemical change. Okay, then in next line the reaction will come. Baking soda plus lemon juice, baking soda plus lemon juice gives you, then means arrow will come, carbon dioxide, that is CO2, plus other substance. Okay, we need not to discuss what are the other substance, but the reaction will be as follows. Baking soda plus lemon juice, arrow sign means gives, carbon dioxide CO2 plus other substance. Okay, I am dictating the answer again. When baking soda is mixed with lemon juice, bubbles are formed with the evolution of carbon dioxide gas. Full stop. This is a chemical change. Reaction in the next line. Baking soda plus lemon juice gives carbon dioxide, that is CO2, plus other substance. Okay students, is it clear? Let's move on to the next question. Fifth question. When a candle burns, both physical and chemical changes take place. Identify these changes. Give another example of a familiar process in which both the chemical and physical changes takes place. I told you that a certain substance can have a physical change as well as chemical change. Okay, so let's see in melting, when a candle burns, I told you that there is, if the melting of wax is there, it is a physical change, but burning of wax is a chemical change. So when the candle burns, both changes are taking place. When the wax is melting, it is physical change, but when the wax burns, it is a chemical change. Why? Because the gas is evolved. Okay, and other example, it may be related to paper, it may be related to digestion of food. Okay, so I am dictating the answer. In burning of candle, physical change is melting of wax, and chemical change is burning of wax with evolution of gas. I am repeating again. In candle physical change is melting of wax, and chemical change is burning of wax with evolution of gas. Okay. Other examples: tearing and burning of paper. Tearing and burning of paper. Tearing of paper is a physical change, whereas burning of paper is a chemical change. Okay, you can give other example also, that is the digestion of food. Okay, when larger food molecules are broken into smaller, it is a physical change, and when digestion of food is done by HCl and enzymes, then it is a chemical change. Okay, so there are many changes. I have told you the tearing and burning of paper. You can also write about the digestion of food. Okay, clear? Next question: how would you show that setting of curd is a chemical change? Okay, I'm telling the answer. Setting of curd is a chemical change because curd cannot be turned back to milk, full stop. Properties of curd and milk are different. I repeat the answer again. Setting of curd is a chemical change because curd cannot be turned back to milk. Properties of curd and milk are different. Okay. Question number 7th. Explain why burning of wood and cutting it into small pieces are considered as two different types of changes. Again, explain why burning of wood and cutting it into small pieces are considered as two different types of changes. So I am telling the answer. Okay. Cutting of wood is a physical change, as it does not change the nature of wood. On other hand, burning of wood is a chemical change, as wood is converted to new substance. Okay, as wood is converted to new substance, that is charcoal, or you can say coal. Cutting, again I am repeating again, cutting of wood is a physical change, as it does not change the nature of wood. On other hand, burning of wood is chemical change, as wood is converted to new substance. Okay, students. Next question, question number 8. Describe how crystals of copper sulfate are prepared. We have discussed already, so I am dictating the answer. Okay. Crystals of copper sulfate are prepared using crystallization method. First point: take water in a beaker. Second, add few drops of dilute sulfuric acid to this water. Second, add few drops of dilute sulfuric acid to this water. Third point, heat the water, and when it starts boiling, add copper sulfate powder while stirring. Heat the water, and when it starts boiling, add copper sulfate powder while stirring. Next point, Add copper sulfate powder till solution becomes saturated. Add copper sulfate powder till solution becomes saturated. Full stop. Filter the solution into china dish and allow it to cool. Filter the solution into china dish and allow it to cool. Next point, solution should be kept undisturbed. Solution should be kept undisturbed. Full stop. Slowly crystals of copper sulfate separate out. Slowly crystals of copper sulfate separate out. Okay students, so this was the process of crystallization. Clear? Next move on to the next question. Question number 9th. Explain how painting of an iron gate prevents it from rusting. I'm dictating the answer. Rusting of iron requires contact with water and oxygen. Water, that is moisture. Okay. Rusting of iron requires contact with water in bracket moisture and oxygen. By painting iron gate, we prevent the contact between iron, oxygen and water in bracket moisture. This helps in preventing rusting of iron. Okay, I'm repeating the answer again. Rusting of iron requires contact with water and oxygen. By painting iron gate, we prevent the contact between iron, oxygen and water in bracket moisture. This helps in preventing rusting of iron. Okay. Question number 10th. Next question. Explain why rusting of iron objects is faster in coastal areas than in deserts. Why rusting of iron objects is faster in coastal areas than in desert. We have discussed already. Okay. So I am dictating the answer. Rusting of iron requires some conditions. Rusting of iron requires some condition, that is presence of oxygen and moisture. Presence of oxygen and moisture. Next line. In coastal areas, humidity is more. In coastal areas, humidity is more in comparison to that in deserts. Hence, rusting of iron objects is faster in coastal areas than in deserts. Clear, friends? Why it is faster in coastal areas? Because you know that we need moisture and oxygen for the process of rusting, and we know that in the coastal areas there is high humidity. What is humidity? Presence of water vapor in the atmosphere. In the coastal areas it has high humidity, so the process of the rusting will be faster when it is compared to that in deserts. Okay. Question number 11 now. The gas we use in the kitchen is called liquefied petroleum gas, LPG. In the cylinder, it exists as a liquid. When it comes out from the cylinder, it becomes a gas. that is labeled as change A, and then it burns, that is given as change B. The following statements pertain to these changes. Choose the correct one. First is given process A is a chemical change. Second, process B is a chemical change. Third, both processes A and B are chemical changes. Fourth, none of these processes is a chemical change. Now, first of all, take a look what is change A. Change A is converting of a liquid into a gas, means only state change, and then it is a burning of a gas. Definitely change B is a chemical change, okay, because it is burning, it will require oxygen, okay, so it will burn. But change A, it is saying when it comes out of cylinder it becomes a gas, and inside the cylinder it was liquid. So the change is just liquid to gas, only the state has changed. So change A is physical change. So the correct option will be option number 2. Process B is a chemical change. Clear, students? Process B is a chemical change. Let's move on to the next question. Question number 12. Anaerobic bacteria digest animal waste and produce biogas. This is labeled as change A. The biogas is then burnt as fuel. Change B. The following statements pertain to these changes. Choose the correct one. Let's see what is the options. First is process A is a chemical change. Second, process B is a chemical change. Third, both processes A and B are chemical change. Fourth, none of these processes is a chemical change. Okay, so what is the change A? Change A is bacteria digest animal waste and produce biogas. And the second is biogas is then burnt as a fuel. So definitely change B is again chemical change. But what about change A now? Is it a physical change? No. This time the digestion is taking place and we say it is decomposition taking place with the help of enzymes and produce biogas. Okay. So the change A is also chemical change. So what will be the correct answer? The correct answer will be third option, that is both process A and B are chemical changes. Okay, students. I hope the exercise is clear to you and the chapter is also clear to you. So this concludes our chapter physical and chemical changes. Complete the chapter, make notes, complete the exercise. Okay, students, and stay inside our house, keep studying and take care of yourselves. Thank you.